Welcome to Paths Tutorials. This is going to be Scratch Basics number 1, which we're going to be going over motion. So after we made our sprite, and we can even edit this, we're going to actually just make a new sprite for this video that'll be easier to work with. So we're going to create a new costume for our sprite. We're going to zoom in, and we're just going to make a simple circle, except we're going to paint it black. Okay, that looks good. And for our backdrop, we are actually just going to paint it white. Okay, there we go. So now we have our scripts. So basically we're going to go on our sprite. Now we have our sprite selected down here. And you can see there's a lot of different sections for our code. If you can click through these, you can see all the different blocks. But right now we're just going to be going through the motion section. So the first thing that we need to know about Scratch programming is that there are two main buttons that you control your project with. We have the flag and the stop. Now, because there's no code in our project, it's going to automatically go stop until we put this first block in when it says when the flag is clicked. Now, this is going to be the basis of all of our projects on Scratch because it is the beginning and the first block that you need to put in order to control a project on Scratch. So basically this says when the flag is clicked, whatever is below it will do. Basically, this sprite here, whatever we attach under this, it'll do. So we're going to be working with the motion blocks. And notice there's a lot of different types of blocks that you can use. So we're just going to first drag our move 10 steps block. And you can see it automatically connects. That is because of the way that this program works. It'll just highlight white and you can let it go and it'll connect automatically. So now if we press our flag off of just looking at this block, it says when the flag is clicked, move 10 steps. Well, now we're going to see our ball, every time we click the flag, it's going to move 10 steps. Now, a huge problem that we have is that we need it to start somewhere. When the flag is clicked, we need it to start somewhere. Have a starting location so we can it can always be the same for everyone who watches this project. So we're going to add this go to X and Y. So X and Y are coordinates on this grid. So basically, if you can imagine this whole backdrop, it's a grid. The X location goes here, across here, and the 0. So basically 0, 0 would be the center, and the Y would be up and down. So if we tell it to go to 0, 0, it should go to the center of the project. So we're going to click the little bubble where it says Y is equal to and X is equal to and set those to 0. Now if we press the flag, notice it's staying where it's at. Well, that's because we're telling it to go to 0, 0 and then telling it to move 10 steps. So it's automatically just doing that. So it's basically just moving 10 steps so quick that we can't even see. Now, there's a lot of other stuff. We can see turn 15 degrees. Well, what does that mean? Well, that's going to turn our sprite around 15 degrees. Obviously, 360 degrees are in a circle. So if we wanted to turn it all the way around, we would put 360 degrees. Whereas if we wanted to turn it halfway around, it would be 180. So it's kind of hard to see on this ball, but you can see that it's rotating because it's off-centered. So that is actually a few functions. Now if we go down just a tad more, we can see a few other ones. You can see if on edge bounce, which is a fun one to play with loops, which we're going to go over in the next video. And there's a few other ones like point in direction 90. Well, that's going to basically have your sprite point in direction 90, which is right. If you set it to 0, it would be up. If you set it to left, it would be negative 90. And if you wanted to have it point down, you would go 180. So those are the basic motion blocks in Scratch. And in the next video, we're going to be going over appearance.